Chicken sound, chicken quality, checking how good I look, and whether it's in the right place. Hi, welcome to my channel, Granny Annie Creates. Today we're going to make a beginner-friendly project of a treble stitch, and we're going to make it into a twisted headband. So it's going to look something like that when we've finished. I'm using this lovely variegated purple yarn, which is a Hayfield Spirit. It's really lovely and soft, and it changes colour by itself, which is really good for beginner projects because you don't have to worry about keep changing colour, but your project can have lots of colour in it. So as you can see, I like colour changing wool. I've got that one there and these ones, and all that in the middle is going to be a nice crochet shrug when I've got around to doing it. But today, as I say, we're going to do a nice beginner project with a treble stitch because we've done the single crochet, we made a phone cover. I've done the double crochet where we made the laptop cover, and this is the treble. So, and you can check out grannyanie.com for my free beginners ebook that shows you how to do all of the stitches, so you can follow along with my videos, and you can also have it on your laptop or printed out, so you can really learn how to do these stitches, and then you can really learn how to enjoy crochet. So I'm going to use 2 widths of the yarn because I want it to grow nice and quickly, and that's quite a nice trick for beginners to learn, that if you've got lots of double knit in your stash but you want a chunky look, you can run 2 bits of yarn at once and do the stitches. So I've just tied that on with a loop, and I'll do that again. So we're just looping the yarn, and the bit that you would normally pull up and through, that's where the crochet hook goes, and we tie the yarn to the hook. And next we're going to chain a nice long chain because it's going to wrap around the head of the person that's going to wear the headband. So for a chain stitch, we're bringing the yarn onto the hook and bringing it down through what's already on the hook. So just putting the yarn over the hook and bringing it down through the one bit of yarn that's already on there. And the way I hold my crochet hook is my thumb and forefinger on the work, and then my next 2 fingers clamp the yarn, and then with my hand that I write with, I just got the hook in that hand, and I move the hook down and through. So it's just the hook that's moving the yarn. I'm not tugging on the yarn. I'm not making it a tight chain because we need to work back into these holes, these stitches that we're creating. So we need to keep it nice and loose. Sorry about the noise there. So if you're a knitter learning to crochet, just be mindful that you don't need to pull on the yarn. You're not trying to create a tension. You're trying to create a calm crochet. Calm crochet. That's why crochet is so relaxing. So we're just doing this nice long starting chain, and we're just bringing the yarn down through what's already on the hook. And the other way of doing it is you can pinch and leapfrog over if you can't get the motion of pulling it down through, down through. So about 60 chain will give you a long enough starting chain to wrap around your head. Then once you've got your chain long enough for the headband that you want to make, just add 3 more chains because the treble crochet takes 3 chains for the height of it. 1, 2, 3. And those 3 chains will work that first stitch. So we're going in on the next one there. So it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 back from the hook. And we're wrapping around twice this time before popping the hook into the work. Bring the yarn over and back to the front of the work. And then yarn over, and we're going to work it off in 3 lots of 2. So there's the first lot, the second lot, and the third lot. And that is your treble crochet stitch. And as you can see, it's a really tall stitch. So we'll do that again. So it's wrap around the hook twice before going into the work. Bring the yarn over and back with you. So you're at the front of the work. You'll have 4 on your hook at this point. You'll wrap the yarn over and work 2. Wrap the yarn over and work 2. Wrap the yarn over and work 2. And the reason why I like the US terminology is because this is called the treble, and we work it off in 3 lots of 2. Plus, when we do a turning chain at the end, it's a turning chain of 3. So to me, that says treble. So we wrap around twice and in, round and out. Wrap around and work 2 lots off. Wrap around, work 2 lots off. Wrap around, work 2 lots off. And you just keep doing that all the way along your starting chain until you get to the end, and then I'll show you what to do with the end bit and how to turn your work. So when you've got to the end of your line, your row, there's one little stitch there to be had, but if you don't want to pop it in there, it doesn't matter, but there is that last little stitch. So I'll just show you. So we're doing the wrap around twice and in, and you just pop it in that last chain there, and then work it off in 3 lots of 2. 1, 2, 3. So we've got to the end of our row now. We're going to do a turning chain of 3. So it's the same stitch as the starting chain, it's just called a turning chain at this point. 1, 2, just bring the yarn over the hook and down through, and that gives you your turning chain. So you can now turn the work and start working back along. Can you see how tall this treble crochet stitch is? It's great for beginners because it works up so fast that you've got your project finished in no time. And this lovely variegated yarn is doing the colour changing for us. So it's really good. So our turning chain of 3 works that first stitch. So we're going to go in on that second stitch. And we're going to wrap around twice before, because that's what the treble crochet requires. Sorry, that's work that first hole, we're in on that second. And the proper placement is under both parts of the stitch. And we're bringing the yarn back with us, and we're going round, working 2 off, round, work 2 off, round, work 2 off. And you'll know you'll finish the stitch because you'll just have one bit of yarn left on your hook. And as you can see, that turning chain is counted as the first stitch, and there's our first treble. So our next treble is going in on that next hole there. And bring the yarn back with us, round, work 2, 2 and 2. So you work it off in 3 lots of 2, and that's our treble stitch. And you just keep doing that until your headband is as wide as you want it to be. So about 5 or 6 rows of trebles, because then we're going to fold the headband in half and do the twisted bit when we sew it together. That's why it's called the twisted treble headband. So yeah, just keep doing your trebles all the way along with your turning chain of 3 at the end, and then for about 5 or 6 rows, and then come back and I'll show you how to put it all together. So when you've finished all of your trebles, the way to cast off is to cut your yarn and then bring it down through and pull it tight, and that will hold it long enough for you to sew in your ends and sew it together. So to do the twisted part, lay your crochet flat and fold up, go to the other end and fold up, and then bring them together. Move that end out the way and slot one in side the other, and then we're just going to sew those ends together to close. Oh, there's my sewing needle, there it is. So yeah, just with a normal big-eyed needle, thread your colour on, bring your headband pieces together and just start sewing. Sew through all 4 bits, so you've got that's one bit of the headband and that's the other bit of the headband, and we're just going to sew it together with a nice whip stitch. So up and over. You can crochet it together, but sewing at this point is easier. I know some people really don't like sewing things together, so yeah, just keep crocheting. As long as you're picking up one bit of each of the 4 parts that make up the twisted and bringing it together, it will work. So sewing all our ends together. Go through a couple of times right at the end to just secure that together. Chop your ends off. And twist. And there we have. Oh, got some ends there. And sew your ends in. And then chop them off. And then you've got your twisted headband made with trebles. So this is our treble headband. Only joking. This is our treble nearly headband because we're going to do a twisted fastening to it. So this is how big you need it to be. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of treble, and it is wide enough to go around my head. I have quite a big head with lots of brains inside. So there's our headband, and then we're going to fold it in half like so, and we're going to pop it together and stitch up the end, and then we'll have a twisted treble headband. So there is your twisted treble headband. Nice beginner friendly project, and it looks a lot more stylish and complicated than what it actually is. So we started with a nice long foundation chain that fits around your head. Then we did 6 rows of the American treble stitch, which is the wrap around twice and in, and then work it off in 3 lots of 2. And then you've got your turning chain of 3 at the ends of the row, and then you turn, and as I say, do 6 rows and then fasten it together like we just did, and then you take that off, pop it on, and see how beautiful you look. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my content today and my video tutorial. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe, share with all your friends, and yeah, check out my ebook on grannyanie.com and all my other beginner-friendly crochet projects, which are the double crochet laptop and single crochet phone case. Brilliant. Thanks for watching.